Hey guys, Mr. Jalapeno here with another fan favorite episode of the Bondo Chronicles. And on today's project, we're going to be repairing the top corner on the Jamb here. The door was rubbing on that Jamb quite a bit, so whenever they were coming in from the garage, they could hardly even open it. The door was actually pretty square except for that top corner, so we just added a screw, that way it'll lift it up a little bit. So now we're just going to patch it up. Look, the door was rubbing so much that it created a little chip on that Jamb. But no worries, first thing I did is I took the weather stripping off the door, and then I sanded off the damaged area so I have a nice smooth surface to apply. You already know what? Mr. Bondo. You can get this stuff at Home Depot, Walmart, or you can also go to my Amazon storefront. I'll have it there under Putty Essentials. But anyways, this repair is pretty small, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of Bondo, and then I'm going to use that cream hardener to mix it. That way it's going to be sandable in like 10 to 15 minutes. A lot of people do ask me why I like to use Bondo a lot, and that's the main reason, because it is sandable in 15 minutes and I don't have to wait a long time for it to dry. So here I'm just using my little putty knife to apply the Bondo. I always recommend to do thin coats, that way it's not going to be bumpy. And then here I'm also applying a little bit of Bondo to that miter cut. There was a little gap and I could have caulked it, but it's going to look much better with the Bondo. Also, another little tip is to sand in between coats, that way look, it's going to look nice and smooth. If I was to do this repair with wood putty, I would be there all day. So if you want to finish any of the repairs quicker, then go ahead and get some Bondo. And no, Bondo does not sponsor me, I just really like their products. And once you're done applying all the coats of Bondo and sanding everything down, it's time to caulk. Let the caulking dry for about 20 to 30 minutes before you start priming. If you don't let that caulking dry, you're just going to pull it with your brush. So just make sure it's dry and go ahead and start painting. And as you could see here, you're probably going to have to do multiple coats of paint to hide that Bondo color. I'm using a foam roller here just because these houses have been sprayed, and if I use my brush, you're going to see the brush marks really bad. If you recommend another product that you really like for wood repairs and stuff like this, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know. And I also want to say thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Jalapeno Solutions. Boom!